In the world of today, you also hear lots of people talk about destined for war, implying that between China and the United States, these two countries are destined for war. And that theory, the Thucydides trap theory, was proposed by one very eminent professor from Harvard. Fortunately, he's not from Yale. Otherwise, I probably would not say what I'm going to say. He said, based on his analysis of cases of war, he came up with a theory of Thucydides trap, implying China and the United States are destined to fight a war against each other. Now, I felt uncomfortable with this theory from very beginning, not because he was from Harvard, I went to Yale. I thought something must be wrong in his theory. And now, standing here in Manila, in front of all the distinguished excellencies, let me tell you, I now call that theory, destined for war theory applied to China and the United States, as a fallacy. Why? Why do I call it as a fallacy? Because he analyzed all the cases of war which were conventional wars, and he wanted to apply his theory to China and the United States, two very important conventional powers, of course, but also two very important nuclear weapon countries. I remember what I learned from Yale PhD program. Between nuclear power states, you never fight a war. Because if you fight a war, you will have MAD, mutually assured destruction. So anyone trying to instigate a war between China and the United States may force mankind to stare into Armageddon right away. That leaves me to my theory. Allow me to share with you. I called it inevitability of peace between China and the United States. You know, whether the United States like China or not, that's another thing. But China and the United States eventually will need to live in peace. Whatever problems they have, they need to resolve them in peace, in negotiation, in diplomacy. That's why, if you have not watched the Victory Day parade in Beijing on September the 3rd, one of the weapons China demonstrated is a missile with all the warheads. We call it 61 because it can contain 60 nuclear warheads plus one hydrogen bomb. Now, in the world of today, let me tell you, which country has hydrogen bomb? China is the only country with hydrogen bomb. And that ICBM can cover every corner of the world in less than 20 minutes and destroy any target in any corner of the world without any possibility of being intercepted. I hope Washington has learned the lesson. They know, as I declared in my interview with Abrams of the United States, very distinguished American, I basically told him, if you want to have war, you will get war. If you want to destroy China, you will be destroyed. If you want to impose nuclear war on China, you will be wiped out by nuclear war. This is very serious. China's policy is very clear. China will not fire the first shot, but China will not allow you to fire the second shot. That's why, while I'm pained to see the confrontation between China and the Philippines in the South China Sea, I also feel blessed that they are only using water cannons against each other. Make no mistake, China has more lethal things than water cannons. But I hope we will only use water cannon and we will not escalate and we will never use real ammunition between China and